today's episode of Your View with distinguished Emmanuel Iheme. With all pleasure.
If you look at it critically, that's to mention but few, you discover that I think if there is anybody who deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, has also stood firmly for Christians and people of faith across the globe, and has always condemned in strong terms the, you understand, and he has also stand for I think that I would use this opportunity to also predict, you understand, that in the coming elections, like I predicted during his first elections with yeah, you understand, where he beat, it was a landslide victory for him. I believe strongly and firmly that these coming elections, Donald Trump is going to be re-elected so that I can make America truly great, because he's doing a very good work, not just in America, across the globe. That's my take on it.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Do you agree with the President Buhari that despite the COVID-19, his administration has been able to avert food crisis that would have hit Nigeria?
Honestly, the administration that is being led by the President Buhari is one that their actions, every now and then, is always laughable. Because the other day I heard and read also, even on his Twitter handle, how he went to the African food bank to borrow wheat and all that. You understand? The truth of the matter is that the government of Buhari, without any missing word, is an incompetent government. You understand? And in the past 6 years, they've shown that they have nothing to give to Nigerians. You understand? I understand that when I speak like this, I tend to offend so many people. But the truth of the matter is that I'm speaking to their conscience. So I have nothing to be afraid of. I'm telling them the truth. They all know what I say is the truth. So it doesn't concern me when I speak the truth. It is left to you with what you do with the truth. You understand? The leadership of Buhari is deceitful. The leadership of Buhari is incompetent. The leadership of Buhari has brought nothing but shame to Nigeria. You understand? In times like this, I think the leadership, they should bury their head in shame, because all Nigerians are complaining, right, left, and center. You understand? Where do we start from? Is it the increment in petroleum price? Is it the electricity tariff? Especially in times where people are grappling with 1 square meal. I think the leadership should be ashamed of themselves, and they should bury their heads in shame.
Also, in addition to what you just make mention about, you remember we also had issues with the so-called tenement rates that just suddenly popped up as well. The increase, talking about the tax, or the kind of payments now they are trying to empower and enforce on the Uber drivers as well. So let's move on to the next question. What is your thoughts based on the threat issued by Pastor Iheme on Daddy Freeze over insults on Oyedepo of the Winners Chapel?
I honestly, I think Iheme should be ashamed of himself as a man of God that he purport himself to be. I think the least he could do on the pulpit is to condescend so low with such unprintable words on a Daddy Freeze. I have listened keenly to Daddy Freeze. It's not somebody that I will tell you that I like so much. I listen to him for listening's sake. And the gentleman, what he has done all along is to point them to the scriptures. If you think you want to challenge him, I think as a man of God, you should challenge him with the scriptures. You understand? Rather than begin to call him names, unprintable names, and you have your exodus of your members in the church who were cheering you for constituting what can be best described as nuisance, as far as I know, on the pulpit of God, if truly that is what he was standing on, but I doubt it. That is the least he could do, Understand? To stand on the pulpit and call Daddy Freeze so many unprintable names and describe him in such a derogatory word in languages that one can consider, that can be best considered a toutish languages. You understand? Honestly, I think he needs some tutelage when it comes to the things of God. I can't call him a man of God. You understand? He has further and further justified himself to be somebody who have no business with being called a man of God. And his actions and his statements are condemnable.
Still based on this same matter, should we call his act a kind of should we call it an act of hooliganism in disguise of religion, or because with the kind of words he used against the so-called Daddy Freeze, it is worth enough to be tagged as threat, in which we all know that in this part of West Africa, majorly it's only the hooligans that make such kind of threat. People who know how to abuse power, those with this kind of threat. What do you see about this? Don't you think it's a kind of hooliganism being mixed up with religion or something?
Anyway, they say absolute power corrupts absolutely. I think, quite frankly, the time has come where we all need to call these men of God, in quotes, to others. You understand? Under no circumstance should Iheme still be working freely after issuing such a threat. You understand? In no missing word, and backing it up with him feeling so powerful. You understand that the way he even said it, he said it like it was powerful, more powerful than the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He said it like there is something that is backing him up. I remember vividly now. You understand? I think some years ago, where he arrested Kemi Olunloyo, and somehow Olunloyo was forced to even tender an apology to him. You understand? And I think if this is not checked, you understand? And I'm mighty glad that Daddy Freeze has said that if anything happens to him, they should get him arrested. You understand? I think the law in Nigeria, I've said all along, that is made for two people. You understand me? The law is made for two people. One person, one law for the rich, and the other for the poor. You understand? And those who are elite, so to speak, like Iheme, you know, the law allowed them to say and do anything they want to do. Because if by today, you understand, close to a week, that he issued a threat to a fellow citizen, you understand, and also went further to rhapsodize it by using hateful speeches on people of other continent, under another country, you understand, it simply tells you a lot. It simply tells you one thing, that this country, understand me, belong to the elite. And unless you belong to the elite, you are left to your fate. And I think that is not the way of civilized people.
Okay, thank you for that, for pouring more light on that. So let's go to the last question for the day. It says, do you believe that food prices are going down like presidency stated this morning? Do you believe that this word is true?
Is it not?
Do you believe that this price is going down the same way they have pronounced it this morning by the president?
No, it is shameful to imagine that the federal government will condescend so low to tell lies like little children. Do you understand? It is the biggest embarrassment. In fact, as I speak to you, are you aware that prices of bread will be increased by Monday? Prices of bread is one of the easiest food for almost every poor person in Nigeria. The reason is simple, that Buhari has decided that they will not give exchange to people who are importing flours and all that. And they claimed in their meeting in their meeting yesterday, that's the presidency this time around, that they have 33 flour mills that are fully operational in Nigeria. And I just laughed. I laughed. You know the reason why I laughed? I laughed because Where is the electricity, the power, you understand, to drive all of these things? The presidency should be addressing Nigerians on the reason why they increased fuel. That's one. They should address Nigerians on why they increase the electricity tariff even with no power. Are you aware that Nigeria has no power? There's no electricity in Nigeria. So what is the justification for increasing the price of power? I think Nigerians are really acting like they are under a spell. If they are not under a spell, they will rise up and speak out in one unified voice and say no to this kind of redundant leadership.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So, in addition to this, should we say now that the presidency have given us a vain speech on the deduction of food price, in which we know within our mind that this price will never go down? So what is now the hope of poor Nigerians?
There is no reduction in food price anywhere. There is no reduction. I think the logic and the simple logic that the government, what the game the government is trying to play here, they are trying to play a very funny game. You understand? You understand that especially those who are producing foods from the north. So there is the possibility that once people are not getting exchange to go make purchase for their flowers abroad, automatically people up north, you understand? Because when they say farmers at times, they want to give to farmers, they want to do this, they want to do that, they are just trying to give to their fellow party members. They don't care about the regular citizens in Nigeria. Do you understand me? So let the truth be said. That having said that, let's focus on a ways of standing up to call the government, understand, to not just tweet out. You understand? We've seen government across the globe, in as much as they use Twitter as a platform to sell government programs and all that, they stand on cameras and answer questions from journalists. When was the last time the leader answered questions? You understand? Where they question him, when they interrogate him, when they interrogate his programs for the people. When was the last time a president comes and speaks for 1 minute and that is all? That is globally unacceptable. You understand? Nobody in the world would accept that is, unless you are practicing a dictatorship. That's the only time where you come, everything you say, people take it hook, line and sinker. You understand? We must all rise up and say, no, this is wrong. This is the way to go. If you must ask, if you must come out with any policy, government policy, you must take your time out, understand, to explain to the citizen. We just woke up one day and they've increased the electricity. Which country in the world will the citizen accept it? There is no country in the world. Let us even focus on it. That's why, because of the misinformation, you understand, because of the disconnect with the citizens, that's why when the president put out any information on Twitter, you go on there and check, there is nobody responding to it. All the people will simply be doing there is kindly follow back, kindly follow back, kindly follow back. That's a sign of citizens who are already disgruntled, citizens who are sad with the way you are leading them, citizens who doesn't even believe in the programs and the leadership of the day. You understand? The people are tired of the leadership. The people are just, in fact, they just take it as anything he said is a mere joke. You understand? And still the government is not even feeling any remorse. Instead, they are going further and further and pushing Nigeria into a ditch. And I think the people should stand up and say, no, this is not the kind of country we want for our children. This is not the kind of country we want for our children. You understand? So that's what I think.
Okay, thanks very much for being on the show today.
Thank you very kindly for having me.
Kindly please give a closing remark to our viewers out there based on what the faith we are having right now. Because it is plainly open now that our government, they have zero respect for the citizens of this country.
Here is the truth of the matter. You understand? The government don't care about the people. The government care only about themselves. And unless the people stand up, you understand, to the occasion of fighting for their right, you understand, which is a fundamental human right. That's why every time I preach that people should defend their fundamental human right. your fundamental human right guarantees you to stand up and protest. You understand? Sometimes you don't even need the permit of the police, so long as it is peaceful. The reason why police are needed in any protest is to make sure that there is sanity. You understand? That other opposing side does not come and hijack the protest, or hoodlums does not come and organize. But if you can organize a peaceful protest, you understand, it is within your fundamental human right. It is not even a Nigerian fundamental, it is a global fundamental human right. Right to live, right to exist, right to protest, right to association, freedom of speech, and all that. And last thing I would like to tell Nigerians: do not allow the Senate to pass the free speech bill, because I think that's their next move when they come back from recess. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you same time next week. Bye for now.